Ever wondered what happens when car designers let their imaginations run wild without a leash? Buckle up, because today we're diving into the bizarre, the outlandish, and the downright absurd world of America's most ridiculous classic cars. From designs that defy logic to features that leave us scratching our heads, these cars need to be seen and believed.
With the price of most things going up, the sticker price of Pinto, the best-selling American small car, is coming down. As of October 3rd, new 78 model Pintos with more standard features will have a lower sticker price than last year's model comparably equipped.
Number 1. Ford Pinto. Launched in 1970, the Ford Pinto rode the tide of desire for affordable vehicles during the oil crisis and became an instant hit. Over 800,000 in sales were achieved in just 2 years. But major safety issues soon eclipsed this achievement. Placed dangerously behind the rear axle, the Pinto's gasoline tank was prone to burst in rear-end collisions, resulting in catastrophic fires. The floor plan buckling and the doors jamming, locking people within, were made worse by insufficient rear-end bracing. Public opinion of Pinto was skewed against it by media exposure of these problems, notably a very negative piece in Motor Times. Sales fell off, and by 1981, Ford has switched out the Pinto for the Escort in an attempt to put the bad reputation of its forerunner behind it. Number 2. 1973 Cadillac Fleetwood 75. The 1973 Cadillac Fleetwood 75, with its roomy interiors and wide limousine shape, was a symbol of American luxury intended for the wealthy. A 472 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood gave this massive car a smooth and powerful presence on the road. Its opulence was found in the little things as well as the size: deep pile carpets, plush upholstery, and cutting-edge equipment like motorized windows and seats that appealed to the wealthier classes of society. Even yet, the Fleetwood 75 had to contend with a world that was changing and where the oil crisis was causing fuel economy to eclipse luxury. With this change came a gradual downturn for such opulent gas-guzzling cars, making the Fleetwood 75 a throwback to a time of excessive car ownership. Number 3. 1981 DeLorean DMC12. When it first appeared in 1981, the futuristic look and cutting-edge features of the DeLorean DMC12 captivated people. Designed as a work of moving art as much as a sports vehicle, its stainless steel exterior and unique gull-wing doors set it apart from any other modern car. Though it was supposed to provide power and balance, the V6 engine positioned at the back lacked the sports car performance that fans so much wanted. Though its movie appearance brought it notoriety, the real-life DeLorean battled production problems and poor driving characteristics. This mismatch between the DeLorean Motor Company's inevitable collapse and its exciting concept resulted in low sales. The DMC-12, for all its commercial shortcomings, is still a cherished classic. Its legacy is more about its aspirations and style than its driving abilities. Number 4. Plymouth Prowler. When the Plymouth Prowler was introduced in the latter parts of the 1990s, it was a daring homage to the 30s and 40s hot rod era contained in a contemporary package. With its unusual open front wheels, large rear arches, and slinking posture that mirrored the iconic American street rod, this automobile struck out. Beneath its vintage appearance, the Prowler had a light aluminum frame and a V6 engine that, while not very strong, was plenty of power for its whimsical appearance. The Prowler became more than simply a vehicle when the inside carried on the same theme with a fusion of modern and retro components. The Prowler, for all its striking looks and original ideas, was more of a novelty than a commercial success, appealing more to collectors and aficionados than the typical buyer. Though its manufacturing was somewhat brief, its boldness and uniqueness have made it a notable experiment in vehicle design. Number 5. AMC Eagle Camback. American Motors boldly tried to add some versatility to the subcompact market with the AMC Eagle Camback, which combined the utility of a 4x4 with a little AMC spirit, the replacement for the infamous Gremlin. Launched in the early 1980s, this automobile was essentially a crossover design pioneer, fusing the usability of a small car with the toughness of Jeep's 4x4 systems. But even with its novel strategy and the limited popularity of its wagon equivalent, the Eagle Combac had trouble finding a market because most people found the idea of a tiny off-road vehicle too strange. Sales were disappointing. However, the Eagle Combac was a visionary piece of automobile history that was simply ahead of its time, for all its commercial difficulties being a precursor to the crossover SUVs that would rule the market decades later. Number 6. Mercury Bobcat. Essentially a Ford Pinto twin, the Mercury Bobcat was unveiled in the middle of the 70s, with only slight visual modifications to set it apart under the Mercury brand. The Bobcat, aimed at the economy automobile market, provided basic mobility with a hint of Mercury's upmarket design. It was offered as a wagon and hatchback with a few basic engine choices that put fuel economy ahead of performance. While never really different from its Ford equivalent, the Bobcat offered consumers looking for utility without compromising style with a slightly more sophisticated option. Notwithstanding its useful features, the Bobcat was subjected to the same safety complaints as the Pinto, especially with regards to its fuel system weaknesses. It therefore stayed a lesser-known participant in the automotive industry, remembered more by brand enthusiasts than by the broader public. Number 7. Bricklin SV1. Introduced in the mid-1970s, the Bricklin SV1 was a Canadian-American attempt at creating a safety sports car. The SV1, which stands for Safety Vehicle 1, featured gull-wing doors and a fiberglass body for increased protection. Under the hood, it was initially powered by an AMC 360 V8 engine, later replaced by a Ford 351 Windsor V8. Despite its ambitious safety-oriented design, the Bricklin faced numerous production issues, poor build quality, and high costs, leading to its downfall. Only about 2,854 units were produced before the company declared bankruptcy in 1976. The Bricklin SV1 remains a quirky and rare collectible today, symbolizing a bold, albeit flawed approach to automotive safety and design.
25 IS, Mercedes 560 SL, outstanding. But compare them to Reatta by Buick. Reatta has more standard luxury features than BMW.
Number 8. Buick Reatta. With the Reatta, Buick entered the sports car market in the late 1980s, hoping to combine luxury with a hint of sportiness, a la a more approachable Mercedes SL. But with Reatta's debut ill-timed, coinciding with General Motors' investigation of niche markets, sadly without first making sure these niches had a market. Constructed on an altered Riviera base, the Reatta's 3.8-liter V6 engine was criticized for its underwhelming performance. The rounded body of the car was a unique design that foreshadowed the less distinctive shapes of the GM cars of the 90s. One of the first, notably, to have a text-only touchscreen, a forerunner to the intricate infotainment systems that would eventually become industry norms. The Reatta's lack of strong acceleration and tardy convertible release added to its demise, even with respectable handling. Discontinued in 1991, the Reatta is still an odd relic in Buick's history, a sign of a mistake in timing and market research. Number 9. Chrysler TC by Maserati. The Chrysler TC by Maserati was a joint effort between Chrysler and Maserati in the late 1980s to create a luxury roadster. Despite the prestigious Maserati badge, the TC struggled to find its identity and market. Powered by a turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-4 engine or a 3-liter V6, the TC aimed for performance but fell short. Its design was often criticized for looking too similar to the Chrysler LeBaron, which undercut its luxury aspirations. Only 7,300 units were built between 89 and 91. Today, the TC by Maserati is remembered as an ambitious yet flawed attempt at merging American and Italian automotive philosophies. Number 10. Subaru SVX. With the SVX's early 1990s launch, Subaru broke with its usually conservative range. The car was bold and futuristic. An aerodynamic shape and a unique window-in-window design set the SVX, a joint creation of the designer and the renowned Giorgetto Giugiaro, apart from the others. Because of its potent flat-six engine and unique all-wheel drive systems from Subaru, the SVX was a great all-weather sports coupe. But given its outrageous price and specialized market appeal, only extreme car aficionados searching for something genuinely unusual could afford it. Up until it was shelved in the middle of the 90s, the SVX was a cult favorite and represented Subaru's desire to question traditional vehicle design. The car was renowned for its special fusion of cutting-edge design, technology, and performance. So that's all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon on your way out. See you all next time.